Hello guys, welcome back, welcome in, and welcome back to the stream. Nothing exciting happened between yesterday and today except for the fact that I don't have the whiteboard because I have a studio set up. I have a whole ass. I fixed my camera. I repositioned it slightly so things might look slightly weird. I basically made my area into a whole area to basically make sponsored streams, more or not sponsored streams, more Wait, no more red dot? Is the red dot? No, it's there. Damn it. Fuck. Yeah, no, it's still there, unfortunately. You know what? I hope that doesn't fuck with my video. I don't have to make that. I also turned off auto white balance, so I might look a little bit more pale. I'm still working on it. I'm still figuring out the exact levels there, but I don't know. I'll probably fix the lighting as opposed to fixing the camera. Not in the hat. Hi, and Lucas says not Druid. Don't tell Diana. What are we voting on? Also, we have some hydrates, which I can do. Valtra says, hey Dan, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah, the red dot is, where is it? It's like right there. And I'm so sorry to point it out because I know once you see it, you can't unsee it. Whoopsies. Lucas says they're guessing my favorite D&D class. Oh, okay. Good. We also have another new person here. I saw it briefly. Fire Sun Man, who said first time in here. Hi! And then, Yves is here. Lukic, hello. Everyone, of course, saying hi as usual. Vaden says nothing exciting happened. Did you not hear the news out of Congress? I mean, yeah, it's not gonna go anywhere, but just still is finally happening. I've not paid attention to the... I think I blocked most political stuff off my feed, to be honest, because it was just getting so much, back when shit was, like, real bad. So I don't 100% know. I also haven't had time to scroll. So that's my thing. Cash Cow, welcome back for your 20th stream in a row, saying slowly building this back up. Shit, what was it at when you lost it? Fuck, that's gonna be a long way up. Also, Brasidian's here, Yves. Brasidian's at 10 streams, Yves is at 15. Christoph is on 15 streams in a row. Ippy is on 20. And then we also have a breathe and posture check from Yves. Oh man. Also, Rodder, hi! And then Dracovade is here. Vaultwiller says I also blocked all political posts, more relaxing. It's kind of one of those things. Hi, D4KO, hello. And Ghost Fox, good to see you over on YouTube. And Dracman says, back after several months of not being able to be present. Well, glad to have you back! Oh man, hello. And then, oh my gosh, Fire Sun Man says, we're still recovering from my con this weekend. We raised $30,000 to help the local homeless. Hell yeah! Oh man. Lucas says, not Warlock? Dude, at a certain point, yeah, is Ranger the actual only option? There's 2 left? Oh. And Cash is at 153. God, that is crazy. Oh, so sorry. Also, Hunter says we are so back. Also, the Druid Grove candle fucks. Yes, thank you. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to the Trev, I believe it is, who won the giveaway during the streams for, ooh, I forget which one it was. I think it was Child's Play. It might have been a different one where it, we like gifted a copy of The Time We Have, because I had 2 of them lying around. And I needed to, I never got Trev's info and their DMs aren't open. And so I might have to do a redraw. Same with, I think it was whoever won the Dungeon Bubbles soap, I want to say. One of the, it might be the Druid Grove candle actually, who hasn't sent me their address yet. So I don't know where to send it yet. Speaking of sending things, I do have a bunch of stuff here that I wanted to show you guys. That's actually really cool. And Lukic has gifted a sub to STG. Thank you so much, Lukic, for that. I really need to fix the white balance on this. Jesus fuck, I look pale. I look ghostly. Ugh. But Crooked Rook is here, and Professional Heal says hello, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday indeed. I will not have a stream tomorrow because due to the setup and due to the amount of stuff I have to get done before PAX Unplugged, I can already tell if I don't cancel it now, I'm gonna cancel it last minute, unfortunately. D4 is heading off to bed. Have a good night, D4. Sleep well. Let's see, because it's 2 a.m. where they're at. And Crooked Rook says ghostly, more like radiant. Does it get any better if I just like, hold on, if I get up, does it adjust the white balance? Oh, it's pretty bad. I need it to fully go away. I need to not have white balance issues because it's fucking with all of my videos and it's really hard to fix in post. Like incredibly hard. So I'm gonna have to fully reset that. But anyway, I have some things to show you guys. Do you guys want to see? Nasser says this is unacceptable. I know it's probably gonna be Wednesday, Thursday, that I won't be around only because PAX, but it is the biggest PAX of the year. So I'm quite excited for it. Speaking of which, I got a, which by the way, if you guys don't know, oh my gosh, wait, Crayhack wants me to roll a giant D20 first, saying I give away my PAX ticket to my friend who is more interested. Oh shit, really? Is it easier to, they're not transferable though. Last I checked. I don't know. Let me grab the giant D20. I'm gonna be a little bit careful about this, only because I don't out. These are like not stable in the slightest. So I'm gonna do a gentle roll over here real fast. So is it like high number you give it away, low number you give it away? How are we doing it? Also, let's see. Jordan says my clerics almost never heal. Maybe healing word if absolutely necessary. Cool spells are better. Dude, clerics can do a fuck ton of damage if you play them right. High giveaway. Okay, Crayhack. And then also Cash Cow bestowed advantage. So let's give it a roll. Very gentle roll. 14, but it was almost a nat 20. So that was, here, hold on, I'll show it to you. Recreation. Here's the 14. And then, you can't hear a word. Right. Let me turn my gain up. There we go. And then, well, the second one was a 12, so not nearly as good. Let's see. Luke says she said something about neglecting her plants, I think. Oh my god. And Cashcal said how much you bet she's gonna break the door again. I did break it this morning. A little bit, slightly. But Wolfie said I was looking forward to PAX, but I can't go anymore due to pet injury. Oh, I saw that. I'm so sorry about your pet. I hope they're okay. And Marathon says, is it white balance or are your lights too bright? It's white balance. I turned off auto white balance because it was fucking with my video, but now it like auto balances in a different way. I mean, if you guys really want, you can watch me as I completely fuck with my settings on my camera. I could also just turn the exposure down or up, but like, that seems a little excessive. And the exposure isn't quite the same as white balance, and it's just gonna try and correct itself. So, I don't know. We're in the trenches on this one. It's not good. Let me see. If I go back to my, I'm not gonna do a stream where I'm just fucking with my camera settings. I'll deal with it later. But Krax says it's spending less time outside, less sun. Yeah, just at a rapid pace, way more rapid than usual. And Luke says, just to be sure, whatever you pick, we can't get a screenshot for the share stream when you're out of town. True. Shit. Non-dark mode. And the Hunter says, how did you break the door? It's like one of those sliding doors that's on a rail. And the rail is, here, hold on. Let me fix this, because this is also, so I have to fully take apart this setup to do any filming, by the way. It ain't good. Hey, we started a hype train. Blink says tech time. Hey, thank you for the 200 bits, Blink. And then also people are saying they like dark mode better. Wait, hold on. Let me go to my actual like menu settings. Shutter lock. Okay, white balance is on custom right now. What I could do is I could go orange, Diana. I could do that, which is the normal one, I think. This is what it was before. And then it just cycles through various colors. We could do party mode. And I can just do all this. So this is the auto. And I can't have auto. It'll fuck with me and my stuff on when I'm doing edits. So we're gonna do, what is this? Underwater? Fuck it, let's do whatever the hell underwater auto means. And then priority set is gonna be standard. Ambiance, white. Ambiance, why not? Sure. Fucking, I guess. Okay. That's about as good as we're gonna get. What camera is that? This is the Sony, what are you? Z something, the something Mark II. Also, Yves, oh my god, Drodane, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Holy shit, we're at hype train level. What the fuck is that? Drodane, thank you so much. Yeah, so if I roll the, oh no, it's light again. If I like, yeah, I just needed to not have an auto white balance at all, honestly. I'll fix it later, it's fine. But Stormwolf says, oh my god, I actually happened upon a DOTR stream in the wild, doing dishes and listening in, so don't take lurking to mean anything. Hello, listening from here. Hi, good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. And let's see, Pastel Lux says there's something fishy about the underwater setting. I don't know, it doesn't look, it still looks way too light. Is it because I'm wearing white? It can't be. That should be making me look darker by comparison, right? I don't know colors. But what was I gonna talk about? Oh, the big die. Yeah, so if I roll the big die in that direction, it hits the closet door and knocks it off its hinges, off its rail. So I don't know. I just destroy things, I guess. Rhoda says, when I play clerics, I'm focused on healing. So if you do, I think it's what, Forge Cleric? That does like an insane amount of damage if you do everything right. Also, Susa says stopping by to say hi again. Hi! And Andronimo says, wait, my closet door does that too. You gotta like move the doors perpendicular to the slide to find the rail again. Exactly, yeah. And the problem is I don't usually, it's really finicky. One of these days I'm gonna fully bend the rail and it's just not gonna work anymore. But you know, when that day comes, I'll simply move. So, Itchy says, how hard are you rolling it? It's just like a stupidly dense die. It's really dense. Also, Matt in the Hat says, this is why I do podcast form. And then also Professional Heal says, do you play Pathfinder? I don't, unfortunately. I'm not a Pathfinder girly. I don't know why. I just started with D&D and no one I know plays Pathfinder. But Hunter says, Diana, I want to do a druid for D&D, but but have it just be Ben 10 and see how long it takes people to notice. That's a good one. I mean, would you actually name him Ben? Is the thing. Also, Beth says she should get a massive dice tray. Dude, a dice tray that's just like an inflatable swimming pool, 1000%. But let's see, Sir Red says more so lighting and balancing than color. I can't light and balance for shit. I can barely balance on my actual legs. But hey, Palpatines. And yeah, I will look at the settings later. What I was gonna show you guys is I have a series of minis that just got shipped to my door. And I fully forgot where they came from. I have it in my email somewhere, but it's someone who creates miniatures that are more along the horror side of things, and they're 3D printed, but they're really fucking nice quality, like really solid quality. Again, I don't know the name off the top of my head, and they don't seem to have any bases, but I just thought I'd show you guys because I haven't looked at these yet, and I feel like you might appreciate them. This one's like a zombie mushroom monster. Crooked says more unpainted horror minis. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put these guys on bases though, because they're not gonna stand otherwise. This one's a little kinky, which was, I don't think that's the intended thought, but it's got a decent level of detail. I really underestimate 3D printed stuff, to be honest. But this guy's got, first of all, a 6-pack, and he's all tied up. Just saying, it's on my hear me out cake. A little bit, is this an actual torture method? If so, that's pretty cool. I've never thought of that before. Does he have anything up his skirt? No, he's wearing pants. Oh my god, his jaw is unhinged though. Oh my god, his tongue actually has, you guys aren't gonna be able to see this. His tongue has texture. Like it has taste buds on it. That's how fucking fine-tuned this shit is. This is cool. So I think they're all, I think they might all be undead. I haven't looked. Iswolby says the resin prints can get the detail real good. Is that what they are? Oh, okay. And then Miriak, hey, welcome back. Thanks for subbing. Good to see you. Sir Redwell says I want to one Pathfinder run for the giant campaign they have. They have a giant campaign? Oh, it's another one of these guys. Similar vibe. Here we are. Michael says it sounds like we've intruded on something private. Nah, you guys are all welcome to join. If nothing, I share everything with my stream. But Krogodok says the Cordyceps zombie is epic. Yeah, and Sir Rebel says does look like a prisoner to me. There's also, I'm gonna make sure none of these are inappropriate because I can't quite remember. Okay, I also got a gravestone, which is, I think, supposed to be a base. Jesus, there's actual, like, teeny little inscriptions on it. Like, hold on. Extremely tiny little, like, marks to show where writing would be. Oh, man. And then Balu says, first time as a player with this group. One of my players wanted to try GMing, so I let him create a one-shot that we're playing next week on Thanksgiving. It'll be my first time as a player. Nice! And I plan on tormenting him. Oh, man. But Professional Heal said, sorry if you said something I missed it. Do you Pathfinder? Unfortunately not. I'm not a Pathfinder girly. Crooked Rick said a zombie/ghoul victim caught at the gallows. Yeah, it's kind of, it's giving the same vibe as, like, Michonne's pet zombie, where it's, like, something you could reasonably do short of, outside of, you know, knocking its bottom jaw off. But I guess that would be a way to prevent claw bites, I suppose. I don't know. The other one I got, is this appropriate? It is. It looks like a specter, actually. So I'm guessing this attaches to the base of the cemetery-looking thing, but it looks like a skeletal little lady who is holding a lamp and kind of looking wistfully off to the side. Heel says, love your content, by the way. It's really made me want to go find a new group to play 5th edition. I mean, I obviously recommend 5th edition, but I obviously also am incredibly biased. So take anything I say with a grain of salt. And Palpatine's Fist says The Walking Dead spoilers. I don't think the fact that Michonne exists is a spoiler. Is it? Is it? I mean, maybe. Myriac says, how many minis did you get? I don't know. So I got these, there's a business card in here, just sent to my P.O. box from, who is it? Artisan Guild. Artisan Guild Miniatures, it says. Well, shit, cool. Epic tales behind each character. Upcoming releases. Okay. They also sent along what look like little wisps of magic that you can just kind of attach to a base. Pastel says I like the new Valor Bard from D&D over the 5e version. Oh, I haven't seen College of Valor. I might have. I don't think I've played it yet. I don't think I've known anyone to play it, actually. People are talking about 3.5, but Red Wolf says, it's the Pathfinder 1's Giant Slayer run. There's like 6 books, if I remember right. Oh, and Crooked Rex says the wisps are cool. Oh, Yvette says, did you get any mimics? Those can be the best for grotesque transformation. I don't know. I'm opening these like live as we speak. I don't know what's in here. Untamed Monsters, it looks like. There's a set of undead from novakdawn.com. Is this just like a mix of minis? So maybe it's like a bunch of ones that are printed through a specific site that are later shipped my way or were later sent my way. So this is a skeleton with a flail. There we are. It's very hard to get my camera to focus on one part of it. Pastel Black says it's kind of like a Blade Singer, because it's like very much about battle tactics, right? And they have battle maneuvers that they can use, is it? Also, Panda says I somehow missed the AP talk. Which AP? Oh, we were talking about, was this the thing on Instagram? It was like a YouTube interview I just did recently, which is actually just up like as of today or yesterday, I want to say. Crooked Rook says, oh my god, Novak Dawn has epic minis. Oh, and Phoenix says, hey, it's been 11 months. It has. Thank you so much for the sub, Phoenix and Miriak. Anish, Meta-Nish, welcome in. Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, we were talking about how people can do their own like actual play podcasts and make them a little bit different than just the normal ones. Hey, Reaper. And Passblock says, let's see, when you attack, you can use a cantrip, I believe. It's been a minute since I played them. Oh, cool. I'm down for that. And then Phil Kearney says 5e is a very strong game engine. I personally really like it. Not great for new people to TTRPGs in general, but like really fucking fun just for crunch people like me. Oh, I got a big old like stalactite mushroomy base, which I'm willing to bet anything goes with this guy, which now I'm kind of questioning the scale of things, because if this guy goes on here, hold on, I don't want to break him. There we go. Yeah, if this guy goes on here, and the size of the basic bitch skeleton is this guy's fucking huge. Red Wolf says I like the idea of situational advantage for PCs. Yeah, so I was talking today about the concept of, well, it was yesterday actually, talking about the concept of having these advantages for PCs when they're in certain environments. So I got the idea from a, hey, Viper says 3 more sleeps till PAX. Yeah, 1 more sleep until I leave, basically. I'm excited. I'm gonna be, oh, I'm gonna spend so much fucking money. Oh, Panda says Adventure Path. I owe me some Paizo. Oh, love me some Paizo. I was curious which one. I am, someone said something about the panda, or not the panda one, the giant one. But I have no experience with it. Beasterium Games is the next set. And what was I talking about? Talking about PAX Unplugged. Oh, situational advantages for player characters. So I got the idea from the concept of a bard being in a karaoke bar, and it's like, well, now you gave this guy a microphone. Like, he's gonna do extra bardic inspiration and extra damage to you, right? And like, you know, a Path of the Ancestors Barbarian. Maybe if you fight them in their graveyard, then their ancestors are extra strong there, you know? Somewhere that a wizard would know where ley lines and things like that are, they would have a little bit of an advantage. And this goes beyond just what their background would have, right? Because you don't want to just have, oh, in general, this person's really good at navigating cities. That's kind of boring, and I'd rather it be specific to their actual backstory. So Viper says my my diet for PAX is gonna be nothing but cheesesteaks. Someone needs to remind me where to go get one specifically. I'll ask Carrie as well. This is a guy who's got what looks to be just a whole ass wheel. Come on, camera. There you go. Just kind of hanging out, almost like a tire. And the Miriax says sort of like Sozin's Comet. I'm unfamiliar. Oh wait, well if he says Sunny's or was it Gino's? I think Gino sounds familiar, and Viper says Reading Terminal right downstairs. Right, which I've never been to. And Turdian says he's a wheelie strong monster. Let's see. This is just me doing like random little unboxings while I yap about TTRPGs, to be honest. But Cheese Prof is heading off to sleep. Have a good night, Cheese Prof. And then also, Professional Hale says, has anyone tried the Doctor Who TTRPG? I kind of want to try it, but I'm unsure. Dude, I don't even know how a Doctor Who TTRPG would work. Because isn't he basically a god? Doesn't he have like a little... Like, what does the sonic screwdriver actually do? It probably isn't a screwdriver, but in my head, it's like a weapon, right? I don't know. Oh, Sozin comments from Avatar. Oh, gotcha. He's just a time traveler? That's it? Does he travel through space too? Or is it like just straight up like the fucking Bill and Ted situation? He's just a sci-fi detective and it just affects inanimate objects. So why does he always point at like a weapon? Or like a wand, almost. Zach says it means space and time. Oh, okay. It's the most British thing ever. Enderprion says it does whatever he wants it to. How is that? Like, where's the technology? Are there multiple of them? I know that this series has been going on for several, like, decades, but at a certain point, you have to question the world building. He's got that aura. Okay, so it's a tool, not a weapon, and he's specifically a pacifist. The sonic screwdriver doesn't inflict pain. Got it. And it changes every time the Doctor changes. Does it change forms, or is it always a screwdriver? Also, here's the next one. It's a... Oh, this guy's, is he naked? Oh, he's fully naked. This guy has a little penis. I'm gonna put that down. We're not gonna show that on camera. Oh, there's another in here. Andronima says, but it does the same stuff? It was sunglasses once, really? Could it be something completely ridiculous? Also, Phil Kearney says he emotionally bonds with weak humans, so the stakes seem real to him by throwing them repeatedly into danger to rescue them. Yeah, if he can just get reincarnated all the fucking time, then what's the... Like, he's basically immortal, right? And then he gets reborn in the body of, like, a normal-ass human being, an adult, rather, once every so often. The screwdriver's already ridiculous, says Zachnapane. Andromeda says he was supposed to have a certain number of regenerations. Oh, did he override his... But they retconned that? Oh, God. Okay. And Matt says, it's always a screwdriver, but it looks different. It's the ultimate tool, says Crooked Rook. It can disassemble, repair, and interface with any machine or device. But are there multiple of them? Sir Renville says season 1 was in 63 and it was originally an educational show. About what? What the fuck are you educating people about? Fucking household tools? Passablock says, unless it's made out of wood. You're telling me that this guy's ultimate weakness is the concept of violence and a fucking 2x4? Marathon says he has the same screwdriver, just gets different looks. But Rodder says one of my character's backgrounds... Oh, we're talking about D&D again. And also Crooked Rook says his rifle master has his own sonic screwdriver that he modified to cause physical harm. So it's built to be a passive thing. By nature, so it physically cannot harm anyone even if he wanted it to, and then it just got like turned into a fucking sword or a gun or whatever. It's a Swiss Army knife, whatever tool it needs to be, but knowledge of what it's capable of isn't really known, so he's able to use it as a threat like it is a weapon. But where does it come from, I guess, is my ultimate question. Noob, hey, welcome to me discovering what the fuck is going on in fucking Doctor Who. Viper says it takes a long time to do wood, but then his companion just opened the door because it wasn't locked. Got it. That sounds familiar. It's Wolfie says it comes from Home Depot. Oh, it's standard tech in his home world. Oh, and Panda says there is a free adventure for the Doctor Who TTRPG. See, that's why I love TTRPGs nowadays, is they always come with quick starts, and I would, at this point, I'm way more willing to read a quick start than I am to actually, like, read through the entirety of a manual. Unless it's for a long-term campaign, I'm just gonna do the bare minimum for a one-shot, you know, to learn the game, because that's usually for one-shots, at least the ones I'm in. That's not the focus. The game and the system is very rarely a big part of the show. Llama says, are we talking about the sonic screwdriver? Man, what a crazy piece of tech. And then Zach says that there's a ton of blood on his hands, so he's choosing not to be violent. Wait, what? Is he like a convicted murderer? Also, Son of Rachel says it's Deus Ex Machina shit because it's made from Gallifreyan tech. Right, I have seen that like circle language that they have. Fish wrote my name in Gallifreyan once, I think. I think it was Fish. I'm pretty sure it was Fish. Zach says, now there was a war and he killed billions. Oh shit, really? Like before... Spoilers? Oh shit, sorry. Spoilers for a show that came out in 63. Jesus. Wait, how far back? There's a statute of limitations on spoilers. And that statute is 5 years on this channel. So... I think it's fine. I think it's safe. If it's on the earlier thing. Oh wait, he committed genocide against 2 whole races, says Vaden Shadow. But Pastor Block says he didn't, it got retconned, and that's no longer the case. Oh, including his own people. They retconned that? And the series rebooted in 2005. So it's like fully restarted. Do they start with the first Doctor? And then they go up to 15 or 13 or whatever the fuck? Or 17 or whatnot? Viper says, not convicted per se, but he wiped out astronomical, pretty incomprehensible numbers of lives, so he does everything he can to avoid bloodshed. Oh. But... I feel like I should have more questions, but I'm too busy trying to figure out the settings that I should have. 1920 by 1080, there we go, for Raft. So that way I can at least play something while we yap in case you guys want to see the game as well. But Doctor says, meant to say revived, not rebooted. Got it, so they took a break. And then Server says 63 to 90s for old Who, and then new Who to now, from the 9th onward. 2005, they rebooted with the 9th, who had just wiped out both the Time Lords, his people, and the Daleks, their enemies. Fucking what? What? He killed his own people? Okay, Storm says, all right, had to set down dishes and try hands. The sonic screwdriver is a plot device. A previous iteration / regeneration of the Doctor ended a massive war by locking up both civilizations in a time loop, effectively killing them for the rest of us. And then he decided to just go off and be the last one? And Social Work says, who hasn't committed genocide, TBH? Oh my god, over on YouTube. Son of Rachel says his people are the most evil in the whole, TBH? Are mostly evil people. So when a Doctor gets reincarnated, when a time, mind you, Time Lord, crazy fucking name for a species. Just want to throw that out there. Sangroli, welcome in. And this KN Espada, welcome in. And Pastor Box's chat is really making it more confusing than it is. And the pocket dimension is the retcon that made it so he didn't actually commit genocide against 2 races, one of which was his own, and one of which was the Daleks. So at that point then, if they're all trapped, I thought the Daleks were still like the main enemy of the entire series, and they were like those trash can looking fucks who somehow can't get like the exterminate guys, right? Why is that a problem? They are? Okay. So how can we not just like push them over like one of those food delivery robots? Is this not a thing? They escaped? What the fuck? Dude, they can fly. They can fly? The trash can fly. Okay. Okay. There has to be a line. I don't use the words jumped the shark lightly, but there's gotta be a certain point where you have to stop retconning stuff and just like do a fully separate series, like in a multiversal type parallel some shit, instead of just making it so stuff happens. You're about Dank says, Diana, you're not gonna get comprehension lore for a TV show that's been on and off for 60 years by a Twitch chat. I know, but Pastel says it very much jumped the shark. Oh. Also, Spartacus says, well, it's a police box, but it is supposed to be able to change its form, but its chameleon chip is broken. Of course it is. Okay. Okay. So what makes the Daleks so dangerous, though? Are they, like, just incredibly smart? Are they trying to enslave everyone or something? Jap, hi! Hello. And Augustus says, the Time Lords did name themselves after all. There's some hubris in there. Some? Oh my god, hold on, I'm snoozing this ad. This is important. Miriak says, Diana, look up Weeping Angels. I do know about Weeping Angels, only because it's standard canonical lore nowadays, right? Like, that's just part of everything. I also really like the fact, this is a fun fact, you know Weeping Angels and SCP-173? So they came out very close to the same time. So everyone who looks at SCP-173 now thinks that that it was like basically a, hold on, SCP-173. They think that it was stolen from the Weeping Angels shit, but in reality, the SCP came first. And it was like, they removed the original image, but this is the SCP, right? And it's like the SCP that is a Weeping Angel, essentially. One of my favorites, just because it's a classic. And then instead of Rachel says, honestly, the show sounds wild out of context and snippets, but series 1 through 6 of the revival are very good. So they're not seasons, they're series. And also Zactivate says it's smart, and also they have laser beams that immediately kill who it hits. Oh, okay. But I'm pretty sure I've seen the Blink episode because I think a friend was trying to convince me to watch it back in like high school, like early high school, like baby high schooler Diana. And I was just mildly unconvinced, but not horrifically, about the whole thing. This is before I knew about anything to do with Doctor Who. I just had a friend who was like obsessed with it, like obsessed. Brits don't use seasons. Oh, that makes sense. That tracks. Look up SCP-1733, my favorite SCP. Oh man, okay, wait, 1733. Oh my god, yeah, wait. I've seen people talk about this. It's like a DVR'd videotape of a basketball game, and every time they replay it, everyone in the videotape, the copy, is aware of the fact that it's been replayed over and over, and the timeline, like the interactions between the people on the screen keep changing. People will like form alliances. They've tried to escape the DVR, the tape or whatever. It's super cool. That says The Empty Child is another episode you should watch. What is The Empty Child? Doctor Who. Oh, gas masks. It's the 9th episode of the first series. Oh my god, so this is like old, huh? Which is the first broadcast on BBC One. It's part of a 2-part story. The alien time traveler and his companion Rose Tyler arrive in night. That is a hell of a hairstyle. Arrived during the London Blitz. The city's been terrorized by a strange child in a gas mask asking for his mother? What? Oh. Oh. Is it a ghost? Huh. Oh, Spartacus says, oh no, The Empty Child is a good one. Probably the best Chris Eccleston episode, in my opinion. Also, yeah, spoilers for something that came out in, what, 2005? Ugh. So what's the conclusion? Is it an actual kid? The doctor... Wait, hold on. Nancy orders the children to leave by the back entrance, orders the doctor not to touch the boy. She knew the cylinder fell near... Okay, wait. So some magic thing happens. And it's a bomb? I suppose? Oh. This is a lot. And I honestly, I gotta say, sci-fi is not for me. Unless we're talking about Black Mirror. Oh my god, I would talk about Black Mirror for fucking ever. Mirror X says, wildest part of all this is that the child would have been the same age as my grandfather during the Blitz. Oh. Also, we do have a poll up for British favorite, for those who are curious. And Alexander over on YouTube says, man, all the older SCPs used to be so much better, but there's some really great new ones too. Yeah, I haven't seen many of the highlights from the new ones. I think it's just like nostalgia. As an appeal, I guess. Sangrolu says, when I first started watching with Rubber Monsters, I feel like this was junk. And then I watched the Empty Child episode and I was like, oh. So the kid is... I can't tell what the kid is. Is it a metaphor? I suppose? And also, Spartacus says, Doctor Who is sci-fi, but honestly, it's strong in the fantasy. So there's a difference between sci-fi and fantasy, right? Because someone was talking about this. Where... someone was talking about the fact that Star Wars is not science fiction. Or they might have said the same about Star Trek, where they were like, hey, it's just a kid system marathon. It's like the difference between science something being a plausible future and something not being a plausible future, essentially. I think is what people were saying. Son of Rachel says Captain Jack debuts in the episode, making me feel old thinking about Doctor Who. Yes, my favorite captain, Jack Sparrow. It's space opera and space fantasy. Yeah, that's what they said, is that it's a space fantasy because it's not technically possible or something like that. I couldn't tell exactly where they got that conclusion from. Yeah, science fantasy. And then Frankenstein is sci-fi. Yeah! Spartacus says, Doctor Who is when you find sci-fi and fantasy making out in the closet at a Comic-Con. Ugh. God, can you imagine how many closets have been made out in? Noob also says that's splitting hairs. Gotcha. Viper says sci-fi is when Carl Urban has short hair. Fantasy is when Carl Urban has long hair. And Pastel Box says sci-fi tries to explain why the spaceship moves. Gotcha. Huh. Doctor Who is solidly sci-fantasy, says Internet. And then Alexander says soft sci-fi is often interchangeable with fantasy, and hard fantasy can often be sci-fi as well. Alexander also says Black Mirror episodes seem to be mostly based on SCPs. Dude, do we have a favorite Black Mirror episode? Because my God, there's some fucking hard-hitting ones. I love not Shut Up and Dance, although that one's insane. Oh my God, that one's insane. A lot of people like White Christmas. If I had to like see the rankings of all time, I feel like there'd be some hard-hitting opinions in there. Should we do a tier list? Has everyone seen Black Mirror, or am I speaking to an audience I have no trust in? Storm says, dried hands again. The spoilers is a constant reference to prolific catchphrase from the Doctor's wife. Lots to unpack and not too quick. The only pursuit if you get an intrinsic compulsion to do so. It's definitely not high fantasy or dark fantasy, but it's definitely sci-fi fantasy. Gotcha. Oh yeah, people are talking about Black Mirror, and Nancy says, I find Black Mirror like the Uncanny Valley. Why do you think it's in the Uncanny Valley? Oh, and also Your Butt Dank says, I saw the pig episode and decided it wasn't for me. So, here's the thing. The pig episode, really rough fucking start to the series, but also you could argue that it's a really solid start to the series because it sets the bar of like, this is how intense shit gets, and then you can enjoy the show from there, you know? I also think it's still a relevant episode. Like, people's eyes are glued to their screens all the fucking time, right? And that's the point, and the point is still relevant and getting more relevant every day, to be honest. It's like that and the one with social ratings, I believe it is. Nosedive. Very uncomfortable to watch as a content creator. It's very hard to watch. Crooked Rick says tier list stream followed by a watch party, the best episode. Oh God, there's no shot I could do that. Netflix would kill me. Tier list Black Mirror. We'll see if it's updated. Yeah, seasons 1 through 7. I hate how short the seasons have gotten, man. Ugh. Here we are. Here we have it. So, wait, is this seasons 1 through 7? It can't be. There's not that many of them. I thought there were more. Oh. Damn. Okay. Well, it's also really hard to fucking see. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is it. My God, marathons back in my day, shows had definitive endings like Cowboy Bebop. And Lucas says the internet says there are 33 episodes in total. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. It's missing 2. And I can't tell which ones. Oh, but I will also say Bandersnatch got taken down. So that one doesn't count. Spartacus says, I'm actually a little surprised there were so many seasons. Some of them had only a few episodes, I think. Yeah, some of them had like 3. Also, hey, Hell of a Noob says, holy cow, I know you from shorts. Hi, and Stabby McStabs, thank you so much for the sub prime. Yeah, we're doing a tier list where we're tier listing the Black Mirror episodes. Mostly because I just got to thinking about Black Mirror and I really like that shit. God, I just need to rewatch it, honestly. But it's hard because I don't have the time and it's not a show I can have on in the background, you know? Matt says, I like the episode called The Entire History of You. Yeah, so The Entire History of You is... Where is it? Jesus, this is so hard to see. Does that make it impossible to... There we go. Make it a little bit easier for those on TikTok and YouTube mobile to watch. But hi, Patrick. And Palpatine's Fist says, I gotta call it. Hopefully I'm able to make PAX UNC this weekend. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's see. And yeah, so The Entire History of You was really good. Especially because I feel like it seemed so inherently useful from the get-go, but it's just got so much potential to go wrong. You know? Where was it? The Entire History of You is... That's MSS Callister. 15,000 merits, Black Museum. It's really hard to tell what some of these are. USS Callister 1. Plaything. What is Plaything? Oh, Plaything's one of the new ones. Yes, okay, so here's the entire history review. It's pretty good. Honestly, the sex scene was really... That scared me. Jordan says I'm just impressed you know all the titles of the episodes off the top of your head. Yeah. I honestly think... I think it's A tier. It's like OG Black Mirror. It's the ones that like aren't super far off from just having a phone in your pocket all the time. Also, here's your Hydrate Daydreamer. It's not super far off from just having your phone in your pocket all the time, in the constant surveillance state and all that. Someone said 15 million merits. Yeah, 15 million merits is really solid because it's the constant uphill struggle to get out of debt. It's the constant chatter trying to keep other people who are exactly like you down. It's the class system as a whole. There was something about it though. I think it just was really slow and I didn't like it as much. Like when I go back and rewatch them, I don't usually watch 15 Million Merits. I also don't like singing though. Watching other people sing is cringe in my head, for me personally, just me. And so I don't do musical episodes that much. Spartacus says, I actually think USS Callister was probably my favorite, probably because I grew up watching Star Trek The Next Generation. And Viper says, is that the one with Hugh Laurie? Is Hugh Laurie in Star Trek? No fucking way. Piano playing Dr. House Hugh Laurie's in Star Trek? Wait. This man looks like a turtle. The Night Manager, Stuart Little. He was in Stuart Little? Oh, man. Good God. This guy was in 101 Dalmatians. Holy shit. Isn't it crazy how he's British and he does like a really good, like, accent? No, he was not in Black Mirror, I'm afraid. He was the dad in Stuart Little? That man, I only have him in my head as perpetually like 70 years old. And Andromeda says he actually hates House. Really? Oh, I'm not surprised, I guess. And Kruger says, does Bandersnatch count as a movie? It does. It also got taken down though because it was marketed, or it like references Choose Your Own Adventure books in the series, and the Choose Your Own Adventure actual series in real life had given them the license to do that a little while ago. But they lost like the rights, or they didn't want to keep paying out the royalties for it, and so they ended up just taking it down. Andromeda says his dad is a doctor and he got paid way more for playing one. Oh, rough. And then is the guy from 101 Dalmatians, says Tom. No fucking way. 101 Dalmatians, Hugh Laurie. Holy shit. 101 Dalmatians came out in 1996? He still looks old. Oh my God, this guy has been 70 since he was born. Goodness. Was it black and white? It wasn't a black and white movie. No, those are just pictures. Okay, cool. Good God. And also he's a voice actor? Okay, what is he in? Oh. Okay. So he was in Stuart Little, the animated series as well. Got it. I thought we were talking about the live action. Noted. Your Red Dang says the other guy played Arthur Weasley in Harry Potter. Jesus. Did he? He looks like a Weasley. And Noob says Andy's an actual musician. Oh yeah, it was like piano or something, right? Lucas says Chad is about to learn about Black Adder and you should all watch it. What's Black Adder? And Malto says Hughes Laurie, unfortunately for him, will always be known to be as a Dr. House. Yeah. Oh, also originally he was just a comedian, says Internet over on TikTok. And Jeff says, can I throw the old show Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the ring for making the tier list? I'm afraid I have never seen it. Also, what the fuck is up with my camera? Hi, why are you like this? Come on, hold on. I'm gonna turn this off and on again. It might be just getting too hot, but it shouldn't be. If it still does it, then I know it's a heat problem. Yeah, shit. Oh no. Maybe I should just get... maybe I should just get a new camera. But this one was like $1,000. Jesus fuck. Hi, Tony Gunn. Hello, hello. What were we talking about? We were talking about Black Mirror. Oh, wait, hold on. Your Bud Danks' Black Adder is Rowan Atkinson's magnum opus. Black Adder. Oh, the Black Adder, like one word. It's a series of 4 period British sitcoms. Black Adder 2, Black Adder the Third, and Black Adder Goes Forth. Plus several one-off installments. Do they all have Rowan Atkinson? Oh yeah, huh? Dude, I always think Rowan Atkinson's dead. It's just a constant thought I have in the back of my mind. In the same vein as like knowing that, oh my god, what's it? Fuck. Oh, it's an OBS thing? Strap a PC fan to your webcam. I guess I should. If it's an OBS thing, I don't know how to fix that. I did change something. I might have changed the frame rate. No, because it was doing it during Discord too. Also, John Muss's name is Mr. Bean. Alt F4 says Viper. I've never heard of this. Oh, it's real old. So like, I always have Mr. Bean in my mind as having died at the same time as the guy who played, oh fuck, what's his name? From Harry Potter, who played Snape, and also the bad guy Hans Gruber in Die Hard. In my head, they're the same person, and in my head, they died the same year. So, Alan Rickman, that's it. I have their like life and death dates mixed up. Luke says, oh, it's a real old, excuse me, us 80s kids exist. And also, Spartacus says, Rowan Atkinson stole James Acaster's girlfriend a few years back, so he's still going strong. You're kidding. Sorry, I'm allergic to infidelity. Sorry, is he... So she just really into comedians? Was that before or after his special? Also, Noob says he dies in everything he is. Oh, man. What were we? Oh, yeah, Storm. I don't know if I said goodbye already, but have a good night. And then Nostra says, are we just gonna force Diana to watch UK stuff? So I have seen that one skit that Rowan Atkinson did when he introduced the Olympics that one time, I think. And then Shelly says, shouldn't you be packing? I'll do it tomorrow. We're doing a, why would I pack when I can do a tier list of all the Black Mirror episodes? So far, we've only marked 2. Voltero says, watch Sherlock. Oh, God. I do want to watch Sherlock again, but it's really long. I don't know. Procrastinating, says your bud dink. Let's see. Hang the DJ. S tier. It's my favorite one. It will never not be my favorite one. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it's got a good ending, and I don't like Black Mirror episodes that have a good ending, but I think the concept is really cool. Should be PAXing. Should I bring an extra suitcase to PAX? Raise of hands. Or should I just not? Stupid Kiwi says, why pack now when future Diana can pack later? Or I could just bring a really big suitcase, like the one that I brought for Australia. Yves says, anytime I think of Sherlock, I think of being an alcoholic because I can't plug my phone in. Wait, of me being an alcoholic because I can't plug in my phone. So didn't Sherlock start off really decent and then kind of went like a little bit iffy after a while? Because it had a really good start when it was like, oh my god, Sherlock can somehow hack into people's phones and things like that. But then didn't people not like it? I really liked everyone's performances though. And also that one guy from, oh my god, Fleabag? What's his name? Who's the hot priest? By the way, this show needs like 17 seasons. It's such a good series. Let's see. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Andrew Scott. Top tier. Really good actor too. Your Badang says yes, but you could argue that's true for the original work too. Yeah. And also DBC said you got to. So you have space for all the magic cards you buy. I don't want to buy a ton of magic cards because I don't have the money right now. I had to buy a new phone, and unfortunately that is gonna, I'm already in the hole this month due to lack of sponsorships. So unfortunately we're I don't know, maybe I'll just bring one. I don't know. Yves says yes, but he contributed being clumsy trying to plug in my phone as being drunk. Oh, and as a clumsy person, I just can't plug in my phone in naturally. Oh yeah, that thing, like when you look at the keys on old cars and you look at the key, like plug-in thing, I forget what it's called, the keyhole. and you can see scratches around it. A lot of people surmise that you might have been, you know, drinking and driving because you had a hard time getting it in first try. And to be honest, it's just fucking hard to. You can clip that out of context, by the way. It's always been hard. Clip that out of context as well while you're at it. Angus says, hey Diana, have you played Dispatch yet? I haven't. I don't even know what it's about. I know it's about superheroes, but I don't know anything beyond that. I don't know how adultish it is. I know everyone's streaming it though, so it can't be that bad, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. Oh, and Shelly says, oh, and I looked for the card that you have. Oh, and I don't have it. It's okay, Shelly. I'm guarantee I'll be able to find it at PAX Unplugged. I actually have built out the entire 100 cards in that deck outside of the commander. So I'm really just excited to grab that commander and start playing with it. Cashio said, Diana, I'm having a hard time getting in the hole with the world coming too. And Selvac says, Diana, what are your thoughts on roses? Not my favorite plant, honestly. I like snapdragons a lot better, which I know is sacrilegious, but I don't care. Yves says, yes, they have nudity. Oh, gotcha. And Andromeda says, we are 6 more weeks until 2026. Is that it? Jesus, shit, that's fucking comes fast. Nasser says, how many days of PAX is Diana working for the motel room? Oh my god, at least one. I think I took Friday off, or Thursday. Yeah, Friday off, so I'm working Thursday on the plane, which is wild because I leave at like 5 or 6 a.m. and then I don't land until like 3 in the afternoon. And that time change thing, ugh. Also, Yvette says you can blur it though. Oh, solid. You can toggle a sensor for the nudity if you want to play it on stream. Cool, okay. And also Violent Duck says my roommates refuse to leave the front door light on. That's why mine has scratches. I kind of get that. I kind of understand that. Also Crescent Wings says, how are you, Diana? I'm doing good. And Josh says, did you go through the PAX U preview list to figure out what you're hunting for? I'm bringing a second suitcase. Yeah, so I've seen a couple of what's gonna be there. I know that the people who do, the only real board game that I want to buy, right, is either a Final Girl box, like a big box of Final Girl stuff if I see it, which I don't know if they're gonna be there actually. Hold on, chat, you're gonna help me find out. It's so Final Girl, if you haven't seen it, it's essentially like, I want to say a single player potential game where you just play as quite literally the final girl in a board game. And it's based off of the old like trope of being a final girl. Yeah, Van Ryder. I don't know if Van Ryder's gonna be there. I'll look it up in a sec, but it's a horror game and every single box is its own little module where it's like one girl and then one monster. And they came out with so fucking many of seasons, you know, essentially series. Can't imagine them skipping this marathon. And Spartacus says, I just finished Dispatch. It's about a superhero starts working in a superhero dispatcher after his mech is destroyed. He supervises a bunch of supervillains who are trying to reform. It's a great choose your adventure style story. I miss those. Dude, Telltale left a hole in my heart, to be honest. But they're all, I mean, to be fair, most of them are based off of like known tropes and things like that. Like North Pole Nightmare is considered a special feature where you play as this girl going up against Krampus. But a lot of them are straight up like rip-offs of normal things. So like this Don't Make a Sound one is just a straight up rip-off of The Quiet Place, and so on and so forth. This one features someone known as Razorface, which is just, what is it, The Punisher, I think it is? And things like that, so. Also, Crooked Rook says lots of people are discovering The Wolf Among Us because of Dispatch. Dude, I remember The Wolf Among Us was like the #1 fucking game in existence. What do you mean discovering? Holy shit. Also, Bias says, I'm off to dinner, so I might be back near the end of stream. Have fun. Bye. And Viper says, not rip-offs, legally distinct. Okay, and Ad Hoc Studios, the Dispatch creators, is ran by a former Telltale dev and as many Telltale devs on the team. Hell yeah, I love it when devs just kind of get together and do their own thing. Granted, there's not much of a choice. The video game dev scene is actually quite small, from what I understand. Noob says no one tell her about how old The Wolf Among Us is. I remember that one. I was thinking about playing it on stream the other day, but the very first scene has tits, and I don't think they thought enough ahead to have like a censor for it, unfortunately. It's like the same as playing LA Noire, right? Where it's like you can't stream it. Not easily, not really. Spartacus says, Dispatch is also voiced by the cast of Critical Role too, so Laura Bailey, woo. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they're also in everything. If you throw a rock into a Steam summer sale, you'll hit like 7 games that have, with voice acting, if they have it, that have someone from the Critical Role cast. Like they've always been voice actors first, you know? Krayak says immediate tits is never bad. And Dude that says The Wolf Among Us is from 2014. Is it really? I remember it being older, actually. But it's like The Wolf Among Us was preferred to me to the Telltale Walking Dead series, only because I liked the concept and it was easier to grasp because I didn't know anything about the Walking Dead comics at the time. So I really liked it. And Noob says, but LA Noire is dope. Yeah, because I used it to playtest all of the stuff for GTA 5, right? I really liked it. Also, the LARP channel says I keep getting tagged on Facebook about you and your content. Oh, I hope it's actually my content. If it's on the Diana the Rose Facebook team channel or page, then it is me. But hi, hello. And then, let's see, Noob says, fun facts, Matt Mercer's first VA role was Akira. I don't know what Akira is. I'm familiar with the slide, so I'm assuming it's a motorcycle anime and that there's no other aspects of it. Yeah, I never actually fully played through LA Noire, but I remember really liking it, but also getting really fucking frustrated at it because there were certain scenes. I remember one where you're chasing a guy across a movie scene and like the LA scenery and like all those facades and things like that. And wait, you haven't seen Akira? You guys shouldn't be surprised at this. Stabby says Akira is my favorite anime, and Dethan says it's an anime robot chick. Oh, so it's not actually about the motorcycle? Oh, okay. Whoops. I'm familiar with the Akira slide the same way I'm familiar with the Wilhelm Scream, and like fucking what's his fuck from Marvel showing up and everything. Like those levels of Easter eggs are all I know. There's gotta be others that fall into that category, right? Wait, what are some other movie Easter eggs? Easter eggs like Wilhelm Scream. The most famous scream of all time. No, I don't want to know about that. I want to know what... Are there visual equivalents to the Wilhelm or Howie screams? The Akira slide is first on the list. The X-shaped blood splatter that I think comes as a native asset in After Effects. It's the blue marble image of Earth. Also, this particular stock newspaper prop used in different movies over 50 years. Oh. Yeah, huh. I love how it's the same guy using it over and over again, at least, over the course of several different shows. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Let's see. The Wilhelm Diner. The diner that's in Training Day, 7, and just heaps of other ones that I can't remember. Interesting. Wait. Diner in 7. Yeah, the Quality Cafe was a diner at the... Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, it appeared as a location featured in a number of Hollywood films, including $1 Million Baby, Training Day, Old School, 7, Ghost World, Gone in 60 Seconds, The Stepfather, What's Love Got to Do with It, Sex and Death 101, and Catch Me If You Can. I need to watch Catch Me If You Can. I've never seen it. Ed O'Neill. Yeah, the guy. The dude. The newspaper guy. Wild. I didn't know that there was, like, a single spot, and it showed up in TV, too. That's kind of nice. And it was a Monk and Psych promo. Interesting. Dean says, Dinah, have you not seen Catch Me If You Can? I don't know, what's it about? 2002. So I should have seen it. A crime comedy drama? It's a comedy drama? Okay. To be fair, to my credit, when it comes to... Oh, fuck me. Is it Leonardo DiCaprio? Shit, what's the one where... Oh, God. What's the one where there's a gangster who goes undercover in the police, and then there's a policeman who goes undercover as, like, a mafia member, and then their stories, like, intertwine or some shit? The Departed. Yeah. So I had such trouble watching The Departed because... Let me show you something. Okay. Corporate needs you to find the difference. I had to watch the first couple fucking segments of this so many times. Corporate wants you to find the difference between these two men. This is the same guy in a extremely slightly different font. I had such trouble. Like, when I first saw this movie poster, I thought it was supposed to be metaphorical in the same way that, like, I don't know, fucking what's the one where he's going into a mental institution? I thought it was the same. I thought these were the same guys, which made it so hard to watch. Have you seen season 2 of Hazbin Hotel? I haven't seen Hazbin Hotel or anything in that universe, actually. I don't think. Is it Shutter Island? Okay, yeah. So I thought it was like a ghost staring at himself or something like that. So I was like, oh, he's going into the mafia, and then maybe it's like him across 2 different timelines or something like that. Krayak says this is the entire problem with The Departed. You can't have a 3-hour movie with a bunch of dudes who look the same. I will say, what's his fuck who acts as the police dude who eventually gets like put on leave or whatever? This guy? What's his name? I forget his name. Either way, he looks also the same. Also, fantastic performance. Marky Mark. Yeah. Mark Wahlberg? Yes, yeah. Really brought out the accent for that one. Anjiro's heading off. Have a good night, Anjiro. Hello, everyone else who popped in, including Cyber Ninja. And then Feel says Psych is the shit. I haven't seen Psych either. But I recall it giving me annoying vibes, and I couldn't exactly place why, but it was just unwatchable for me. I don't know. Crescent Wing says this movie reminds me of how chaotic Supernatural is. Yeah. Now I need to watch The Departed again. It was really good. I liked it. We were talking about Catch Me If You Can, though, which is a guy who's like a con man or something like that. Not just as less annoying than Black Mirror. Hey. Also, News says Mark Wahlberg's social media is so crazy. It's all product placement for his own clothing brand. Dude, it's like that one app that Jeremy Renner made for himself. And now, underneath every piece of social media that has to do with Jeremy Renner, there's just like a bunch of comments that are all like, man, I really love this post. If only there was a way or a platform for me to talk about how much I love Jeremy Renner. Oh, wait. It's like the most unnecessary fucking thing ever. Thomas says, whoa, 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 back off the Jeremy Renner social network. Hey. I just want to know how they make money. Like, are they all just product placements in app for Mark Wahlberg's social media fucking company? Because they look like the same guy too. Hollywood is made of 3 dudes in different fonts. Oh, Ethan says, Catch Me If You Can is based off a true story about a counterfeiter who now works for the US Treasury. Oh, cool. That's fucking sick. Wait, as in now, as in like, is still alive? And Jordan says it's a product of fashion. Oh, man. Max says, Catch Me If You Can is a great movie, but I was really kind of mad to realize the guy who the story was based on was just making the whole story up. Really? The guy does talks? Oh, and Tomo says us Renner heads will keep it running at any cost. I have no idea if it still exists. Hold on. Jeremy Renner app. Jesus Christ. It was a fan app created by actor Jeremy Renner in 2017, but it was shut down in 2019 due to widespread trolling and out of control behavior. Oh, I almost feel bad for the guy. Damn. I didn't realize that that it got shut down. It was an app designed for his fans, known as Ren Heads, to interact, view exclusive content, and sometimes participate in contests. It also included features like a fan leaderboard based on stars purchased through microtransactions. Jeremy, buddy. Oh. Nostra says, I thought Renner was getting canceled post-accident. I didn't even know he had an accident, but someone said, I'm pretty sure he's an ass. Yeah, I can't imagine that a normal, sane human being who's not an asshole would create an entire fucking app about themselves. If you ever see me making Rose Network, just tell the snipers to take the shot. A really bad snowblower accident? Oh my god. Anyway, what were we talking about besides Jeremy Renner? Someone said snowmobile, not a snowblower. Oh my god. And Andronimo says, don't you have a Discord server? Guys, I gotta go. Nostra says, bravo to you, have confirmation. Hey, Lucifer, welcome in. Sam says, hey, random question. I know you play Magic, but have you ever tried Flesh and Blood? I haven't. I've seen it everywhere, though. Like, people will sell Flesh and Blood cards, right? And all that. I've seen them at, like, the same places that I get trading cards for Magic and whatnot. Yeah, no, I really haven't, like, Oh my god, Stelback also says Jeremy Renner also has music out, and from what I've heard, it is bad. There are very few artists who go into music from anything else that are actually good. Like, extremely few. Especially if they're content creators who then go into music. Ugh. Flesh and Blood. The TCG. Yeah, I remember it looking super retro. But it's still, like, kept up to date, right? Your Bad Dang says it's funny because he played a musician who made bad music on House too. Really? No way. Jeremy Renner was in House? And also Stelvex says I'm waiting for my Diana and the Rose prog metal album. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I remember it looking kind of dated, but they've been doing competitions, it looks like, a bunch of stuff. And the art, the newer art style that's like outside of the logo looks really new. Aw, this is pretty. So like, how does it work? What's the game formats? So it's basically like Magic. Classic and Silver Age, Sealed Deck, Booster Draft, Crack, Shuffle, Play. Wow, okay. When was the most recent release? Let's look at that. Compendium of Wrath. Interesting. I'm always a fan of, I know microtransactions and pay-to-win games, inherently shitty. As someone who's in the TTRPG space though, I kind of like it. Chris Wing says, my friend spent $200 on a Binding of Isaac's 4 Souls Ultimate Edition. Jesus. Is that a video game or is that like a card game? And Big Dub says there's so many TCGs that came out in the last few years. Yeah, I'm really excited for Malediction. I'm doing a demo of it on Sunday and I really want to check that out. Sam says, oh yeah, Flesh and Blood is still a very active game. It's very competitive though. Smarter people than myself play it. Gotcha. Oh, and Max says, Ren app, enter the Jerryverse. All the Jeremy Renner content your family needs and deserves for only $19.99 a month. I can't see how this failed. Oh my god. What else were we talking about? Oh, Dan says it's 1v1. I don't know how I feel about 1v1 card games. Outside of like Pocket Paragons, but that's because it's an incredibly cheap game to get into. But a pay-to-win one-on-one game? I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if I can't go to a convention and have a good time with, like, a group of my friends at once, eh. Thoughts on Yaziba's Bed and Breakfast? Never heard of her. And then Crescent Wing says it comes with over 700 cards. Oh, shit. But is it based on the video game? Wait, hold on. Binding of Isaac. Also, wait, hold on. I just scrolled back to this picture of this scene from The Departed. Can we talk about the fact that, spoiler alert for a movie that came out in like 2005, by the way, can we talk about the fact that the ending to The Departed was basically just the fucking Dear Sister SNL skit, but in a different font? Please tell me you guys remember this. I can't play the music due to copyright reasons, but like, you guys know what I'm referring to, right? Like, they were all just getting out of this elevator. Wait, Android, was this the SNL skit was a bit on this? No, was it? Someone said this is just every Shakespeare play ever. This is on my soundboard for for when I play Peak and someone falls off. Also, Sam says, just want to say, love your content. Didn't know you did live. Keep it up and have a good night. Oh my gosh, thank you, Sam, and have a good night to you too. Yeah, this is such a good skit. Oh, can I play it without music and not get copyright struck? God, it's so old. Look at how young this man is. Oh, spoilers for The Departed, by the way. This is... Lucas says, thanks for spoiling the movie. I think the statute of limitations expired on that one. God, I fucking love... Was it before Lonely Island? I actually think it was. Because Lonely Island's, like, first shit was... This guy looked a lot older, I feel like. Perhaps. Mentat says, oh yeah, this skit. Yeah. All right, well, we were gonna play Raft, which, like, we definitely don't have to. I just needed something on in the background, but then I got distracted by the entirety of everything we were talking about. And I feel like it's a good thing to have on just for like not having to focus on anything vibes. I was also going to answer, you know, do the usual podcast style yapping about TTRPGs and the like and talking about whatever nonsense happens to come up. Nothing too crazy. We only have like 15 minutes left. Is anyone actually going to PAX, by the way? Anyone who's going to be over in Philadelphia? Perhaps? Maybe? Anyone going to be there? Let's see. Lucas says Lonely Island was first because it was one of their skits from a short they did. Oh, really? So what's the Lonely Island to SNL pipeline then? This is asking as someone who was not at all exposed to any of this as a kid back when it first... Also, is the Lonely Island still a thing? I'll be there since Osrix, same with Fort Hero. Hell yeah, it's Marathon's gonna be there. Fuck yeah. That'll be fun. So, this is Raft, by the way. It's literally all you do is just fish for shit. And then you make, like, a little raft. It's a very good multiplayer game, but it's also just a mindless game to have on to kill time. Crescent Wing says won't be there, sadly, and Noob says no unless they came back. Who were the other members again? And were they... I don't know. There's a certain point where I can keep asking the internet questions about things like Doctor Who and the Lonely Island, but I feel like I should just Google shit after a certain point. Krayak says, God damn, I love Raft. The story rocks. I haven't actually looked at the story. All I know is that there's a shark that fucks with me every now and then, and I need to make like a spear, I think it is, first thing, so I don't lose my spot. Although I think if you only have a 2x2, he won't kill you. But I never knew much about the story. Wolfie says not anymore. I know, I'm so sorry, Wolfie. What kind of pet was it? Is it? Being very careful there. Tick Two Tail says they finished the story, I think, a couple years ago. Oh, hell yeah. I honestly wish there were more games like this, as opposed to, like, I love the prox chat. God, what do they call it? Friend slop? I think that's what the official unofficial term is, right? For games like Repo and Peak and... Fuck me, what's the other one? What's the OG one? Oh my god, it wasn't Repo, but like the original prox chat game. It wasn't Phasmo either. I can't remember. Noob says, nah, chat's wealth of knowledge is what we're here for. And Craig says, I finished it like 2 years ago. Very fun. Oh yeah, Among Us. So I feel like games like that, right, are fun, but I kind of want more survival, just like nonsense games. And Raft with a prox chat would be super fun. I'm sure there's a mod for it or something like that, but I want a Raft too, you know? I want more to do. I want more, like, less of a slow start and all that. And I want this fucker to go away. There he is. But it's a good game. Tick Two Tail says 100% survival crafting games like this and No Man's Sky have taken up a good chunk of my time. Yeah, how is No Man's Sky nowadays? When was the last time you guys played that? Oh, and Crescent Wing says Subnautica 2 is multiplayer. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't know when the release date is for it though. It's gonna be a while, but I told Odin I'd play it with him. And honestly, trying to get friends to play Subnautica is harder than it sounds. A lot of people are thalassophobic. And you know what? Looking at the shit in Subnautica, I don't blame him. Oh wait, and Local Cryptid says I thought Among Us prox chat was a newer thing, or a mod. Oh, I thought it was always around. I figured that was always a thing. Also, Andromeda says a lot of people are wimps. Wolfie says, it's my dog Molly. She's a German Shepherd, sharp hay mix. She's got something bothering her leg and has been excessively licking and it opened up a wound. Oh, poor girl. Oh, it was text only, says Nonster. Was it proximity text? Interesting. Oh yeah, and Crescent Wing says there's this thing with the publishers that scam the devs of Subnautica. Right, there was like a $250,000 contract if they, I think it was like got it out within a certain time frame. And then the devs did or something like that, but then it went back. Like, someone went back on something, essentially, and then fucked over the devs, right? If they got it out this year. Right. And Krayak says the prox chat mod for Among Us did kind of slap, though. I really like prox chat. I know that it's like the most, you know, as far as, I know people will criticize proximity chat games, but fucking playing Peak and having someone fall off a cliff and hearing their screams echoing as they descend into the abyss, that shit's fun. I like it. Also, Marco says the C-suite screwed the dev management. Dude, I hate the concept of C-suite. I hate that as a term, and I work in a company that has a C-suite, obviously. No, don't do it. Don't you fucking do it. I thought you weren't supposed to do anything yet. How hungry are you? How do I make... Hold on. Give me... Fuck me, I need rope? Okay, hold on. Please hold. shark buddy. Give me like 2 seconds, Bruce. Why would I need rope to make a wooden spear? There we go. All right, come back. Boop the snoot. Oh, yeah. Was it a thing where you could like use... Should I go over there or is my boat gonna leave without me? Wait, what happens if your boat leaves without you in this game? Is that bad? That's bad. Can you just like, do you just have to wait and build a new one? And then also Marco says, C-suite is the quickest way to label who you're talking about, unfortunately. Dude, I got yelled at once by my company because I think it's the pompousness of it that bothers me, right? So this one time I was working and oh, hello? I was working, as one does, and it was the CEO's birthday. And everyone was saying like, oh my God, happy birthday, such and such. Like, you know, doing their thing where they show more respect to the CEO because it's the CEO as opposed to being like an actual person and all that, where everyone's like, you know, people who had never talked in Slack would do so specifically just to wish the CEO a happy birthday because there's like some sort of godlike reverence there. And, oh, is my boat leaving? My boat is leaving. Yeah. And mind you, this CEO is famously, every single photo, always wears a specific type of shirt. And it's like a button up with blue pinstripes. And it's like different size stripes and different shades of blue and whatnot. And so I commented, I was like, hey, happy birthday, such and such. And I was like, hope you get plenty of more blue striped shirts for your birthday. And then I got a message from HR saying that I can't talk to a C-suite employee like that. And I was like, I can't. And then they like told me that they specifically sent their youngest person. Mind you, I was thinking I was in the company at this point. And because I got hired when I was like 22, I think. And they were like, yeah, you can't like insinuate that it's a bad, you know, outfit or something. Like it could be taken the wrong way. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I almost quit. And I have had thoughts. Margo, hello. And Noob says, honestly, this is why I love that my passion is cybersecurity. Hell yeah. And Dice says, I love Raft. Yeah, we're just casually playing Dice. It's more like me talking, to be honest. Just yapping. Oh yeah. And your butt says, first time I heard someone refer to C-level employees, I thought it meant like C tier. It doesn't sound like a good thing, right? Margo says it sounds like a bad HR or a bad CEO. Well, I asked, I was like, well, did the CEO say something? Because I can apologize directly, not to HR, if he was offended by my comment about him always wearing a blue shirt. And they were like, well, no. And I was like, okay. And I brought it up to someone else who's like really good friends with the CEO who works in the company. And I was like, am I crazy? Or is this like a weird thing to get potentially upset on someone else's behalf over? And the guy was like, yeah, no, the CEO definitely thought that was really fucking funny. I thought it was funny. There's no way the CEO wouldn't. So that's really weird. And I was like, okay, just checking. Anyway, I unfortunately have to work with HR quite a bit for my job, so I have to deal with me. I'm also the same person who asked blatantly at one point if my job was going to give us raises. Mind you, this is back when the pandemic was happening. And our particular field actually did really well during the pandemic, to the point that we were making an obscene amount of money, and like they weren't giving bonuses or anything like that. But at one point, inflation one year was up 7% from the previous year, I think. And so I came up to my the HR channel and I was like, hey, just a quick question. You know, cost of living has gone up a really crazy amount and we don't have anything in our contracts with regards to like cost of living increases. Do we have, and this is unprecedented inflation, and I know our company's doing really well, like stupid well. And so do we get raises at least in line with inflation? And they were like, and then they just said nothing for the longest time. And then they essentially, eventually had the head of people operations come up and be like, no, not really, but like in a really wordy term. And then I had like 17 people messaging me privately and being like, damn, you were ballsy to ask that, but thank you, because this is getting insane. And I was like, no problem, but I'm on their shit list now. Whoops. Oh my gosh, hey, Alpha Technical just tipped $50. Oh my God, hold on, I'm so sorry, Alpha Technical, give me a quick sec. Shit, I just put that in. I just had that floor installed. Alpha Technical, thank you so much. Oh my god, that is so sweet of you. Honestly, great timing right before PAX Unplugged. I appreciate that so much. And thank you for helping us hit our goal as well. Holy shit. Now it just says I'm asking about Raft. Can you turn rope, or can you make rope from plastic bags? There are plastic bags, but there's just like plastic in general. And Marco says, I have a friend who went to college to learn HR skills. I've since had a bad taste in my mouth for HR. The HR skills that they teach you about, like I took those classes. I have a business minor. There's not that much. Like they taught us to take like Myers-Briggs personality tests, right? It's like a psychology applied in the wrong ways and for evil purposes, you know? I don't know. Tail says the amount of times I got called into HR and didn't even do anything wrong. I was in only because I had to serve as character witness in every single issue because I was always somehow there when something went down. I'm glad I work remote so I never have to deal with that type of shit at least. Oh my god. All right, so we got a 3x3. We're doing well. Also, how bad is my keyboard clicking if I do some like tip-tapping around? Cryptid says I wanted to do a digital tech because I like streaming, but now I'm doing an art degree. What kind of art though? Oh, and also Ked says the game world is centered around the raft. Oh shit, so if the raft floats away, I'm actually fucked then, huh? I also realize I might be fucked if I just don't eat or drink water, which I have yet to do. What else can I make? Let's see. Plastic hook, stone axe. A research table would probably be a good move. But so would a fishing rod, which means I need rope. I also forgot that you can just go straight into here, and if you have the materials, it'll just craft it for you, which is quite nice. I don't have the metal and stuff like that to make a research table to help. Oh shit, and my thing broke. There we go. Shoe Monster says I work at a big company too. I guarantee someone like a VP reported that comment about the shirt. No one sucks up to the CEO like their own VPs and senior directors, so they posture for higher roles. Well, that's good then, because I'm pretty sure all the VPs have since left the company. Research table isn't useful till later. Oh, okay. Oh my god, also Marco says I read a few chapters of her book for that HR class. It was so evil. Really? Wait, what sort of stuff did it have in it? Because I didn't get super far into that track for obvious reasons. It wasn't my field. I just had the minor. Local Cryptid says currently it's just a gen studies for art, but I might go back and either get practical art, theater, or a photography degree. Oh, photography would be so cool. That'd be sick. Also, Jay Watson, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome back. And then Dice says get in the water purifier, please. It will save you. Good call. Good call. How do I make a water purifier? Throwable anchor, chairs, equipment, simple purifier. I don't have any palm. These are plastic. Okay. I feel like the rate of catching shit in this game is so frustrating for so long. And then once you finally get to the point of it kind of automating, it's just not as satisfying as if you were going to play Satisfactory or something like that. Tick2Tail says this is making me want to hop into Raft even just for a moment. Yeah. And then Matt says I'm getting let go from work to do my work comp injury. They scheduled my surgery and told me since I can't do the work, they were letting me go. That sounds illegal. That sounds incredibly illegal. Is it like a permanent injury or is it just while you recover? Like you could in theory do the work later? Aim for barrels. Ah, yes, good move. And Marco says it framed the books framed low-level employees, replaceable cogs in a machine, and had the overall tone of don't treat the cogs as people. God, I hate that. Oh, what the fuck? And Matt says, my attorney's office is having a field day with this whole thing. Jesus, I fucking hope so. Especially if you have it documented that they like had it written down that that's the reason they were doing it. There's a certain point where you have to just start recording basically anything that comes through HR to you, right? Like I am so paranoid I'd honestly start recording my managerial meetings if my manager wasn't a really nice human being. She's super cool, so I don't have to worry about her or anything, but like things have gotten so scary in the corporate world. It's terrifying. Oh, I can eat the beet for a little water? Oh yeah, I guess I should probably, hold on. Let's make a grill. Because I think my character's about to pass out. I'm assuming that's what this vignette means, is nothing good. Can I eat the raw potato? I probably shouldn't, huh? Andromeda says I was a witness for something that happened, but they didn't believe me before they called me in, so you better believe I was recording that call. Woof. Yeah. And Andromeda says food doesn't give water unless it's fruit. Oh, okay. Good to know. Marco says, also, letting people make their own noose to hang themselves with is so satisfying. Thankfully, I have not had to do that myself. Thank God. And then Matt says I'm having to have 3 of my spine pieces together. Oh my god. Holy shit. What do you do to your spine to make that, like, necessary? Ugh. Vomit says you need water. Yeah. Also, Kedzie says, I auto-record everything with managers or HR. Always. Never ask. Just do it. Save my ass a few times. Yeah, I feel like people are always like, this is not legal advice, right? I'm not a lawyer and all that, but I feel like there's a thing where people don't want to record because they're like, oh, it's illegal to record. I don't know if it's illegal. It's just not admissible in court. So, like, I'm pretty sure you can record what you want, right? It just, like, can't be used with regards to crimes and things like that without... Datboy says, I bet HR is recording. Yeah, I should be wearing headphones with this game. I've been having it, like, kind of just silent just for the sake of, like, this podcast-style chatter. Ethan says, depending on where you are, check your state consent laws. And Stabby says, depending on where you are, it's illegal. I wonder what it is in Oregon. Legality seems like a solid tangent. 2-party consent, Oregon. Recording. Let's see. The Oregon Recording Laws Guide. A one-party state refers to jurisdictions where only one party involved in a conversation needs to provide consent for the recording to be legally permissible. In such states, they're allowed to record conversations without informing or obtaining consent from the other person. 2-party states, also known as all-party consent states, everyone has to give their okay in order for recording to be lawful. Oh, shit. Okay. Oregon is considered 2-party consent. So you can't record oral communication without the consent of all parties involved. However, this law doesn't apply when a visible recording device is being used to capture audio. So, in public gatherings, public places, consent is obtained, single-party consent, in certain circumstances, but it doesn't list the circumstances, is okay. Law enforcement officers can do it, and in private gatherings where everyone should have known they were being recorded, that's okay. When it comes to recording phone calls, you can do it with only one person giving consent. Oh. Interesting. Also, Noob says, doesn't that always also have to do with the expectation of privacy? Yeah, so, hold on. Expectation of privacy. It's a... Ugh, get out of here. A legal test. Oh, a key component of Fourth Amendment analyses, which is unwarranted search or seizure. I guess it's kind of tenuous. Dice says, I wish I could go to PAX. I miss going to cons. The divorce took away most spare funds. Oh, I'm sorry, Dice. Yeah, we miss you. It's been ages. Jesus. And Marco says, 2-party consent states are the reason you hear on company phone calls. Please note, this call may be recorded for quality and assurance purposes. Yeah. And then Noob says, there has to be an expectation of privacy. So if you're in your workplace, so in your workplace, it's already being recorded. So if your workplace is already being recorded. So, like, if you, as part of work, are being recorded, then reasonable expectation of privacy doesn't count. But you can't have it record you in the bathroom, right? And things like that, I'm assuming. One can't have a reasonable expectation of privacy for things put into a public space. So, there's no privacy rights for garbage left for collection in a public place, so you can just search through people's garbage, no problem. Other examples include pen registers that record the numbers dialed from particular telephones, conversations, so you can record a conversation in public, physical characteristics like voice or handwriting. Interesting. Anything in open fields like a barn. Smells that could be detected by the use of a drug-sniffing dog. Oh, look at this good boy. And you need probable cause for most shit, except for... While a person may have subjective expectation of privacy in their car, it's not always an objective one, unlike a person's home. So you always have it in your home, but you might not have it in your car? And people can't thermal image into your house. I hadn't even thought about that as a possibility. Holy shit. Oh. Dice says, interestingly, there's no expectation of privacy anywhere in a police station with the exception of private conversations with your legal counsel. Oh, so you probably have to go to like a separate room or something for that, huh? Vaden says Diana's not going to become a First Amendment auditor. And Nelson says you have a work laptop and a home laptop, right? Oh shit, yeah. What if I'm being recorded at all times? Oh man. Also, Crescent Wing says, fun fact, with Cloudflare going down, that is the 4th time we've had a massive internet outage in the last 2 months. It's scary, right? Did we ever find out what caused the massive AWS one ages ago, or is that just like an enigma that no one knows about? Anyway, I'm getting off track and off topic. Oh, hey, you in the bushes. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for watching over on TikTok, asking, hey, there was a site you used to keep track of your DM stuff a while ago. It's called Obsidian. Totally free. Oh, it's new AI code, says Crescent. You're kidding. I fucking knew it. Okay, so AWS outage. A faulty automated system that competed to update the same DNS record. Amazon reveals the cause of the AWS outage that took everything from banks to smart beds offline. God, a fucking smart bed? Ugh. A bug in automation software that had widespread consequences. Customers were unable to connect to Dynamo. A latent defect within the DNS management system. Dynamo maintains DNS records. Root cause. Said it was an empty DNS record for the Virginia-based... Okay, so for that particular data center region. Bug failed to automatically repair and required manual operator intervention to correct. Why did the manual operator intervention take the entire day, though? While services were restored in a matter of hours, the impact of the outage was felt widely. 8 Sleep customers, a smart bed company that connects to the internet to control the temperature and the incline of a person's bed, found they were unable to adjust the bed or the temperature of the bed according to the outage because they were unable to connect the bed in their phone app. What in the Wally shit is this? What? Eight sleep menu. Oh my god. Ugh. Weird. Okay. I'm gonna go back to work so I can finish out some editing and then go sleep in my analog bed, I guess. Wait, no, it's just that they literally bragged about doing more with AI than went down for a lifetime. That fucking tracks. Just in time for someone to break into a car outside. I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you were over on TikTok. I hope to see you over on YouTube or Twitch next time, preferably Twitch, as usual. For those who are over on YouTube and Twitch, YouTube I can't do anything about, unfortunately, but thank you guys so much for hanging out and for being subscribers, because it is subscribers only to chat. And then for those who are over on TikTok, I'm gonna send you guys to a friend of mine. Again, I will not be streaming tomorrow, only because it's the night before PAX Unplugged and I leave that night, so it's gonna be a little bit iffy, and I haven't packed yet, as usual, because I really can't that easily. So I'm gonna send you guys over. Ooh, who's on right now? Man, there's a lot of folks on. We could go chat with... Let's see. Let's raid into Fef. Why not? We haven't raided into Fef for a hot fucking second. And I feel like there's a decent amount of friends who are there. It's been a moment. And Ben is there. So everyone go say hi. Be nice to the crew over there. They're playing a D&D 5e actual play. Dice says, yay, friends. Yeah, so be sure to give them a warm hello. And in the meantime, I will see you guys next week or live from PAX, depending on how things go. So, bye-bye.